If I'm starting a new YouTube channel in 2026, knowing everything I know right now, the first thing I'm going to do is not just to start uploading videos. A lot of people actually rush into YouTube content creation without clarity, but just with excitement. And this single mistake is enough to slow down or completely frustrate your YouTube journey. And guys, the truth is that YouTube in 2026 is quite different from YouTube way back, even in 2025, because competition have increased and viewers now have endless options to pick from. Let's say, for instance, you want to watch a video on how to get 4,000 watch time hours, or you want to watch a video on how to cook a goosey soup, or literally anything you have in mind. If you open your phone and go to YouTube home feed, and then you just type and search for how to cook a goosey soup, or how to get 4,000 watch time hours very fast as a small channel, and you go to the YouTube homepage, you're literally going to see a lot of videos there. And that alone tells you that there's a lot of options for you to pick from. And for you to actually stand out from all of those options you've seen or you've been seeing, you actually just have to be different. You have to start yours differently. And the people that actually do YouTube differently, or the people that are actually going to be doing YouTube differently in 2026, are people that are going to see headways. And because of the fact that there's a lot of competitions out there, YouTube is basically rewarding creators that are focused, not just being focused, but are clear on what they are actually talking about. So instead of starting a channel and hoping that things are going to work out, I'm literally going to approach YouTube as a system, not just as a gamble. Now, if I'm to start a YouTube channel in 2026, one of the first things I'm going to ask myself is, who exactly is this channel meant for? And by this, I mean, who are my audience? Who am I going to be making videos for? My videos are not going to be for everybody on YouTube, not for anybody that stumbles on my video. Instead, my videos are going to be made for a specific number of people or a specific group of people. And it's definitely going to be solving a specific problem. Now, this is because when you understand that YouTube is not all about pushing your video to everyone, but to a specific audience, you are literally going to start understanding, or you will understand why people actually struggle on YouTube. And the funny thing is that if as a creator, you don't know who your audience is, or you don't know who your content is meant for, even YouTube, the YouTube algorithm will not know whom to push your videos to. Now, YouTube algorithm is just like AI, right? When you're trying to create an AI video, you give it the right prompt. And if you don't give it the right prompt, it's going to give you something different. So for YouTube to actually push your video, you need to first of all position yourself as an authority. You need to first of all have a clear audience. You need to first of all have a clear message. Who are my videos meant for? Who do I want to reach? Okay, by so doing, YouTube already knows, okay, this content is for a group of people. These are the kind of people that this creator wants to reach. And because the people are clear, it's going to be easy for YouTube to actually push it to those people. The next thing I'm going to do if I'm going to be starting a new YouTube channel in 2026 is, after I must have identified who my audience are going to be for, or the problem I'm going to be solving on my channel, the next thing I'm going to think about is the niche. Now, when picking a niche, I'm not just going to pick a niche based on the fact that I am passionate about that niche, because I know that I can be passionate about something and people are not interested in my passion. I'm going to be choosing a niche based on demand, not based on passion. For instance, I can be passionate about farming, and if I go to YouTube, people are not currently searching for farming. People are not currently searching for how to grow a one-day-old chicken or whatever. People are interested in searching for a particular something. They're interested in searching for how to grow on YouTube, how to cook a goosey soup. I feel like I'm repeating this goosey soup every time. Like, people are literally searching for something, okay? There's something already working on the system. And I'm not going to come to start creating content based on what I want to do, because I've conversed with a lot of small YouTubers. They've come to me to tell me, okay, I want to start a YouTube channel, and then I want to be talking about this particular thing. Okay, it's even I'm even trying to understand that thing better. Okay, they tell me, oh, I create music videos. I want to start creating content around music videos. The question I'm going to ask myself is, are there a lot of music videos? Are people constantly searching for music videos? And what kind of music video are you creating? The type of music video you are creating, is it in demand? Are people currently searching for it? If I go to the YouTube search bar and I type, will I see people actively searching for my own kind of music? And another question I need to ask myself is, am I a popular person? People are looking for music that is popular. The people that are actually blowing up right now, that are into that music niche, are people that are popular. People are searching for music from Davido, from Mercy Chinwo, like popular Christian artists, even worldly artists, they actually know what they are searching for. And your video is just going to be stuck there. So if your intention is to come and make money on YouTube, to create content and ads will be placed on your video for you to make money from, then you should choose what is actively working, what people are actively searching for. And that is how you're going to achieve your aim of monetization. So if I'm to start a new YouTube channel in 2026, I'm not going to pick a niche that is based on passion. I'm going to pick a niche that is based on demand, what people are actively searching for. For instance, I have 3 YouTube channels. I have an AI channel. I have a channel on how to make money online. And then I have this channel you're listening to me right now, which is a YouTube growth and tutorial based channel. So I already know that these 3 channels are hot cake and people are actively searching for content around this niche. So if I were to start a YouTube channel in 2025, I'm literally going to pick these niches over and over again because they're in demand, not just because of I'm passionate about it. Now, one thing about starting a channel based on passion is because you may end up being burnt out. You literally have to start looking for ideas, looking for scripts, looking for templates on how to bring your own ideas and passion to reality. But if you create content around what is already in demand, people are already talking about it, and then all you need to do is to just retweak, just select from whatever they've talked about and then recreate on your own. It's going to be so easy for you to create content, unlike when you're just starting afresh. If you create content just because you're passionate about it, you're going to end up not having views, end up being burnt out, and you may even give up even before your breakthrough comes. Now, after I must have identified my niche, the next thing I'm going to do is not just to start posting videos. The next thing I'm going to do is to identify creators that are already on this niche. Can pick up to 10 channels that are already doing what I want to do, study their channel consistency, study how they start their videos, study how they do their intros, study how they write their titles, study how they do their descriptions, like literally study what is working. Okay, I will literally go to their channels one after the other, look at their most popular videos, because one thing you should know that every popular video has what actually made them popular. It's either the title is amazing, the title is clickable, the title is clear, or the description is SEO packed. The tags, the hashtag, even though they say hashtags and tags are no longer, helping matters, but then it can also work. So as long as there are things in the description box, you need to study their description. I'm going to study their description, study how they've written their titles and the way they do their things, basically, because I believe that if they actually do this thing this way and it's worked for them, then if I try it, it's also going to work for me. Now, I'm not just going to be checking their descriptions or whatever. I'm also going to be watching their videos consistently. I will settle down. Remember, the goal is not just to upload videos immediately. I'm going to settle down, watch their videos. Anytime they post, I'll watch their videos because I want to learn. Right? I'm going to go through their comment section, see the questions people are asking, see how they are able to respond to people's questions and everything. And the goal is to learn. Remember, the goal is to learn. It's not just to check for titles. You check for the patterns, how they do those things. So I'm also going to ensure that I comment on their videos because the truth is nobody actually grows being an island. You need to, watch people's videos, both big YouTubers, small YouTubers, support other people because you're also going to need support in your own time. You cannot grow it alone. That's just the honest truth. Now, I'm going to be looking at the questions that these people actually ask in their comment sections. And those questions they're actually asking can actually form part of the videos I'm going to be doing, right? Because one of the ways you can actually get views is to create content around what people are actually searching for. The questions people are asking. If you go to YouTube search bar, you're going to see questions that people are asking. Go to Google, you're going to see questions that people are asking. And these repeated questions are what creators are actually using to create their content. And if I'm going to be starting a YouTube channel in 2026, I'm simply going to create content that solves problems, content that answers questions that people are actively searching for. I'm going to structure my first video around explanations, problems that beginners face when they start their YouTube channel, the mistakes they make, simple explanations, and quick wins. I'm going to start with just the simple topics if I am starting a new YouTube channel instead of just jumping into advanced topics, right? So I start from little create content around what I have made my research about, and then before I now jump into the algorithm updates and all of those big updates. I'm going to talk about topics like thumbnail, titles, and even before starting to talk about how to get 1,000 subscribers or blah 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 based on my niche. Now, the next thing I'm going to be doing differently if I'm to start a new YouTube channel in 2026 is to start my video differently. In 2026, if you start your videos with "Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, blah blah blah, my name is," you are going to lose your audience. Like I said from the beginning, there's a lot of competitions on YouTube. A lot of people are creating content around what you want to talk about. So they don't want someone that is going to come and waste their time. They don't want someone that is going to come and start with "Hi guys, welcome to my channel." They want quick value. So in 2026, I'm going to start my videos with a pain point. I'm going to start my videos with struggles that YouTubers are facing. I'm going to hit that pain point because I know that if I hook their attention in the first 30 seconds, they are going to stick with me to the very end. Even if it is not to the very end, they are going to watch to a certain extent in the video. And when it comes to titles and thumbnail, I'm going to treat them as a major part of my video. Because whether you like it or not, you see your titles and your thumbnails, they are the reasons people click on a video. People are not clicking on your video because your video is good. Because before they even click on that video, to know if it is good, to know if you're a good orator, to know if you speak well, to know whatever value you have in the video, they're going to look at your thumbnail, your title. So in 2026, if I'm going to be starting a new YouTube channel, I'm going to spend time to craft captivating title that has clarity. I'm going to spend time to design thumbnails that are attractive, thumbnails that are emotionally appealing. Even if it will take me one whole day to design my thumbnail, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to create thumbnails that are shabby because I know that my thumbnail is going to be positioned with other people that have spent time to craft their own thumbnails. And I know that if I come out with a shabby thumbnail, people will not leave other people that has good thumbnails to click on my video. I know that my video is going to die if my thumbnail does not scream "click me," if it is not curiosity based. The next thing I'm going to be doing if I'm to start a new YouTube channel in 2026 is to value consistency over uploading every day. I'm going to value consistency over intensity. Now, one of the misconceptions a lot of people have about consistency is that they feel like, oh, consistency is about uploading every day. Once you upload videos once in a month, and every once in a month, you upload videos, people know that, oh, every month this person must upload video. That is consistency. If you decide to upload videos twice in a month, that is consistency. If you decide to upload videos 2 times in a week, or highest 3 times in a week, that is consistency. Consistency is about choosing when you want to upload your video, the time you want to upload your video, and the days you want to upload your video. And then you stick to it. Consistency is not about uploading every day. As a matter of fact, I've taken my time to watch channels that upload every day, and I see how shabby their contents come out. The only thing you're going to get when you upload every day is to have a lot of videos on your channel that are going to be getting little views. And if you spend time and do your videos very well, edit your video, craft your title, your thumbnail, and then you upload it, even one single video can make your channel go viral. I've seen and come across a lot of creators that just one single video blew them up. Just one single video turns their channel around. So it's not about uploading many videos. It's about doing it right, getting it right. It's about doing it once and getting it right. So in 2026, I'm going to value consistency over intensity. If it's just twice, I can be able to post and do well in a week. I'm going to upload just twice. If it is 3 times, I'm going to upload just 3 times, and I'm going to stick to that schedule. If I'm to be starting a YouTube channel in 2026, I'm going to value engagement. I will not just upload videos and disappear. I will make sure I reply to every comment that comes to my channel because I know that comment is gold. But personally, I want to comment on the creator's video and see that the person responds to me. It gives me joy. It makes me feel valued. So I know that people want you to respond to their comments. People want to feel loved. They want to feel, valued. They want to feel seen. And that is able to happen when you are able to respond to their comments, when you are able to engage. Right? And this is exactly what I'm going to prioritize in 2026 if I'm to start a new YouTube channel. And in 2026, if I'm going to be starting a YouTube channel, I'm not going to wait for YouTube to monetize my channel before I can start making money on YouTube. I already know that there are ways I can actually make money without being monetized on YouTube. There are digital products. I can create digital products. I can render services. If I know how to edit videos, I can volunteer to edit videos for people. that do not have time to edit their videos. I can sell digital products. I can affiliate for digital platforms. I can position myself as an authority so that brands can easily reach out to me. And that is why you should have a clear niche. If you have a clear niche, it is easy for brands to actually reach out to you. You create your videos very well. You explain your topics very well. You are just intentional and you are professional with what you are doing. Brands can easily reach out to you. In 2026, I'm going to do everything right so that it is easy for me to start earning even before I finally get monetized and join the YouTube Partner Program. And finally, if I'm starting a YouTube channel in 2026, I'm going to consistently review my YouTube Analytics Studio. Not because I'm obsessed about numbers, but because I want to see what is currently working in order for me to double on it. So this is actually very important. If you're starting a new YouTube channel, you have to check your analytics. I feel like I've said so much in this video. These are tips that I've seen works for people, that is currently working for me. And if you have to start a YouTube channel, these are the things you should actually put in place. And by so doing, you're going to be working on a clear niche. You're going to be working with clarity, and everything is definitely going to fall in line. If you enjoyed this video, do well to like, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload new videos like this, you're going to get notified. I have a couple of videos on this channel. You should do well to check it out. Thank you for watching. Bye.